So I did a thing. Hey guys, welcome back to another one. This is going to be kind of like informal, unplanned, but I had posted something on Instagram about this particular thing that I did, and all of you were like, please record a video. We need an honest opinion. We need an update. We need your thoughts. Because it was kind of like a hot button topic for a little while, and then it kind of just like faded into the distance, and nobody's really posted like a long-term, like actual functional use video. But I wanted to come on here and do it, so we're kind of just adding this impromptu, unplanned to our recording schedule just because I think it's useful. And I am well aware that I look a hot mess, but like I said, I did not have this on the schedule. So you are dealing with no contacts, hair in a messy bun. It is what it is. But a certain box showed up on my porch today, and in this box is the Kindle Colorsoft that I have said in multiple videos I was most likely not going to buy. So it kind of got the best of me. I had a little bit of FOMO. I saw some photos of people using it on Instagram, but the photos that I saw, I noticed were still edited. So the question I have on this particular item is, how vibrant is the color? Is it really worth it? Do you have like some of the problems that are associated with this initial hard launch? And I want to give you guys like an honest take on the Kindle Colorsoft. So this is proof right here that I have not even opened the box. And we are going to open and unbox this together, and then we are going to see if any of the problems exist on mine and whether or not they fix them. And then I think we're going to do a function test. So let me readjust the camera so that we could get a good look at this coming out of the box. Okay, so here we go. Here is the box. Let's go ahead and get this opened. So for anyone who doesn't know, Amazon launched this product, which is the first Kindle product that actually has a color screen, but the launch was a hot mess. This product, the initial shipment had a ton of issues. People's products were all screwed up, and Amazon, I think for the most part, made it right. Like, they stopped shipping them. They didn't ship from the warehouse anymore. I think they pushed through a hard update. They offered like full refunds to anyone who wanted to return it. So, oh my goodness, here she is. I am so, as I drop it, I am so excited for this. That is, wow. Oh my gosh. It's kind of surreal seeing it. Look at how pretty that looks. That looks absolutely beautiful. Okay, let's go ahead and open this. Oh, I don't even need the scissors. It has a little pull tab. Pull tabby. Okay, that's satisfying. Okay, let's see how we do here. Okay. All right, so on the inside of the box, it says, it has a little quote, and it says, "Mere color, unspoiled by meaning and unallied with definite form, can speak to the soul in 1,000 different ways." Oscar Wilde. And then it's kind of hard to see, but it has the tree with the Kindle guy. Here is how it looks. It says, "Welcome to a new world of color." I am so excited right now. I'm like shaking. Okay. Kindle Colorsoft Signature Edition. A little user guide. Oh, what's that? Oh, accessible information. Okay. It also comes with a charging cable, which is actually nice. I need another one of these. Okay, here we go. I wonder if I'm going to have to charge it. I would assume I'm going to have to charge it, all right? Oh my God, the lock screen is in color. Can you guys see that? It's blue. Oh my gosh. Okay, so initial impressions, it feels very similar to my Paperwhite. Let me go grab my Paperwhite. Hold on one second. Okay, so here is my Paperwhite. I'm reading Onyx Storm right now. And it feels almost identical. I think I do have a case on the Paperwhite, so that might be it, because the Colorsoft feels a little bit thinner and maybe a little bit lighter, but overall, I think they look pretty much the same, but oh, God, that color is beautiful. Okay, let's fire her up. I hope I don't have to charge her. Okay, let's fire her up. I'm assuming it's gonna have to run an update, so maybe I'll just time lapse you. Yeah, so we got to do all the initial, don't look at my nails, by the way. I'm getting them done this week. We got to do all the initial stuff. I am from the United States. Next. Okay, so it has to run a little update. We will see when it's done. So as it's finishing up, even the update screen is in color. It's blue and black, which is pretty awesome. That is really cool. I'm actually initially pleasantly surprised with the photos, but I can't wait to see my covers. Like that. Almost done. Okay. What is this? Set up your Kindle. You'll need to connect to the internet and sign into your Amazon account. Set up. Let's set up with my phone. All right, let me grab my phone. Phone, open the Kindle app on your device. Okay. Go to the More tab and select Settings. So this is all made really accessible. Go to the More tab and select Settings. Turn on Amazon device symbol setup. Okay. Allow Bluetooth. Get started. Link and continue. Follow the instructions on your Kindle app to continue setup. Okay, will do. So that's all set up. So it says, "Hi, Lindsay. Welcome to your new Kindle. You're signed in and connected. I want to see my covers. Get the newest experience. Come on, guys. Let's go." Downloading the update. Okay, so now it's going to run an update. I don't know how long that's going to take, but now it has to download an update. Okay, I'm going to move the camera while I wait for this. Okay, so it ran through that update and now it says it's restarting. Okay, I think it's restarting. Oh my God. Installing the update. Your Kindle will restart when the install. Oh, so it's going to have to restart again? Okay, do not turn off your device. Why do I feel anxious? This is expensive, by the way. Let's talk about this. This is an expensive little device. So this is $280, which is pricey, even for a Kindle. I think the new Paperwhite is $199. So there's like a 40% increase, like a jump from the Paperwhite to this. And when I bought my Paperwhite, this is the 11th edition in the agave green color, I don't think I paid $199 for this. I think that was cheaper. So you're talking about a 40% jump in price. That's a pretty big jump. So let's see what it's going to do when it finishes. And we're going to talk a little bit in a minute. After I just get over my initial excitement together with you, we're going to talk about the problems that there was with launch and see if I'm... What's it doing? Oh, it's restarting again. And we're going to see if my device, if my Kindle has any of the problems from the initial launch. Supposedly, they've fixed it, but we shall see. Oh my gosh. Okay. What's it doing? This is like the generic lock screen, the blue. Do I have to turn it on again? I don't want to touch it if it's doing something. What's it doing? That is gorgeous. Okay, what's it doing now? Initially, all I've seen is this screen, and I'm impressed with the vibrance of the color. That is a vibrant, vibrant blue. Definitely. And I mean, definitely a stark difference between the black and white of the signature Paperwhite and this. What's it doing? Oh, make this kid-friendly. No thanks. That's a nice little feature. Oh my God. Okay, ready? Oh my God, is it loading my library? Did it do it? Is it all in color? Introducing the Kindle experience. Quick settings. Home library and currently reading. Okay, so it's just giving me like a little tutorial, which if you own a Kindle, you already know. But if you don't, that's very useful. I want to see. Okay. Let's go to my library. Wait. What? It says my library is currently empty. What? Okay, let's figure this out. I must not be logged in. How am I not logged in? How do you log in? Thanks. Wait, what? We have to figure out why my account isn't on here. Because right now it says that I don't have anything in my library. That was anticlimactic. Why? All right, hold please. We are back and it is fixed. Okay, so I don't know what the issue was, but for some reason, even though I was signed on, which was what was confusing me, when I went into my settings, it said that I was in my Amazon account. It was saying that my library was empty. So if you guys get a new Kindle and that happens, I had to restart it and then click sync in the settings, and then it was there and everything was fine. So that's a little strange, not gonna lie, but oh my goodness. Let me get out of the way so it's not focusing on my face. We have a color screen. Oh, that is very cool. Let me see if I can find a, oh, look at the love interest one. It's like purple. Oh, it looks so good. Okay, that is cool. My first impressions of the screen are that the colors are decently contrasted. Like, it looks good. I mean, are you talking about like a 4K TV color quality? No. Okay, but here's a good page to see it. Look at that. I mean, you can definitely tell that the colors are nice. The colors are fine. Baby Dragon Cafe has a really nice bright thing. Okay, cool. But so let's talk about the launch and how disastrous it was. So like I already kind of touched on, this is $280. This is an expensive e-reader, expensive for Kindle. And if you pay $280 and you sell out your hard-earned coins for that, you expect to get a product that is great and seamless and functional. And when these initially shipped, people were getting their Kindles, and along the bottom, there was a yellow band. I'm going to see if I can find any photos, and if so, I'll post them here. If not, just take my word for it. On the screen of the Kindle, along the bottom, there was just this like yellow strip. And it was fairly obvious on some of the photos that I saw. They seemed to like, some of them were light, some of them were pretty obvious. And it didn't go away when you were reading. So people were finding themselves like having to ignore this yellow band. So if I'm looking at mine, I do not see any, I mean, maybe, I don't think so. Maybe a little. I don't see any yellow band on the bottom of mine. And if there is one, maybe I'm just not noticing it. But I'm not noticing that. So that's good. It seems like they fixed that problem. I think that was like a firmware update. But the other thing that people were reporting is that the picture quality was like burning. So once again, I'll put up some photos here. So particularly like when you went in, when you were reading and highlighted and then flipped to the next page, the highlight would still be kind of like burned onto the background. And you could still see some of like the lingering words from the page. Like the refresh rate didn't seem to be quick enough to keep up with your reading style. So I won't know about that until I read, but that was one of the complaints. And also some people got their Kindles and they said that the actual words on the screen were kind of blurry. Like they didn't love the picture quality. And I will say this screen, even just looking at it from the library page, is a lot more white. It's a lot brighter white as opposed to the Colorsoft's black and white screen, which you could kind of even see here, has a little bit more of like a warmer yellow tint to it. Let me see if I can open up my, I'm gonna have to go to my library though so you don't get any Onyx Storm spoilers. I'm literally one chapter in. It's not that big of a deal. But let me see if I can go to the library page. I'm gonna go to the exact same page that I'm on here. I will say, so far, the Kindle Colorsoft is a lot like snappier. So here's what I'm talking about. So here is the exact same page on my Colorsoft and on my Paperwhite. There you go. You can almost see the difference here. This is a lot like whiter, and this is more like cream eggshell yellow, almost tinged. There just seems to be, I don't know if the backlight is different or if the like resolution, that's the word I'm looking for, if the resolution is different, but I know that this was kind of throwing some people off with the reading experience, that the words just looked a little bit more blurry or different on the Colorsoft than what they were used to on their Kindle Paperwhite. So I don't know if you can really see it. I think you can. This almost has like a little bit of a creamier yellow type of vibe to it. But I am really liking that. I think that I might enjoy the slightly brighter, whiter screen. So I know that those were some of the initial complaints that people had. And when you are paying $280 for this, you don't want it to come defective or not functional in some way. But here's what we're going to do. One of the reasons that I hemmed and hawed over buying the Kindle Colorsoft is, although it's nice, so let's go back. When they initially announced that they were going to release a Kindle in color, I was sold. I was like, put it in the cart, I'm good, whatever. Then when they announced that it was going to be $280 and I gave it some thought, I second guessed myself a little bit because the functional part of my brain took over. And here's my thoughts, and I still kind of have these thoughts. Although it is nice to have a color screen on your Kindle, it's more for like an aesthetic look for the most part, of only really seeing it like on your lock screen or when you're looking at your actual library. Realistically, if we're being so for real, when you are actually reading your book, for the most part, it's just a white page with black letters. Like, it's not necessarily going to benefit you when you're actually reading. Now, obviously, if you're an annotator or a highlighter and you're excited that on this one you can highlight in color, there might be an argument for that. But is that worth $280, y'all, to like be able to highlight in pink as opposed to just the black and white highlighting on the Paperwhite? So I don't know. For some people it will be. No judgments here. But for me, I'm not like a super serious highlighter, so that wasn't really something that made $280 worth it to me. Because for me, when I'm just reading a regular book, it's black and white. There's no color. So yeah, all right. It's nice to stare at your library and see colored covers, but how long do you really stare at the covers of the books on your Kindle? I don't. So that's how I kind of started talking myself out of this purchase. But I wanted to see if it would really add to my reading experience. And the only way I could test the functionality of not only the color screen, but like the usability of the color, is to do something that I've really been wanting to do for quite some time. And that is get into graphic novels. I think that where this is going to shine is when you are reading a graphic novel. Because if you're reading a graphic novel with colored illustrations on this, you're going to lose some of that user experience and functionality. But on this might be a game changer. So let's read some graphic novels on our Kindle Colorsoft in the next like day or two. So while I'm waiting for this first graphic novel to download, here are some of the things I'm going to be looking for in my user experience. I want to see how vibrant the colors are on the Kindle, which arguably is the whole point of having a color screen. I want to see if we're going to get any yellow banding across the bottom. I want to see if we're getting, like with the colored highlights bleeding onto the next page. It would really hinder your reading experience if you had boxes of color from the graphic novel, like each tile and frame carrying over to the next page. That would be not so good. So the first graphic novel that we are going to read is Garlic and the Vampire by Bree Paulson. Okay, in fairness, this cover is a bit dark, but this is what I'm going to say right off the bat. And I'm going to be hypercritical, guys, because $280, okay? $280 hard-earned dollars. Now, like I said, this cover is kind of dark, but I mean, this is the cover on my iPhone. I'll post a photo here. This is a cover on my iPhone, and this is the cover on the Kindle. I still think That's kind of dark and underwhelming. I mean, the contrast isn't great. Maybe I have to change some of the features. That could be. Let's change some of the features. Okay, update. I went and selected the drop-down toolbar, which if you have a Kindle, it's just like you tap that little arrow on the top. And I had to change my color settings from standard to vivid. And now, I don't know if you could see that. Now I think it's significantly better. Now, there is a little caveat to this. When your colors are on vivid, your battery is going to die a little quicker. And if you don't have a Kindle, that means going from like 6 to 8 week battery life probably to like 5 to 6 week battery life. So, I mean, you still have a really, really nice battery, but the colors aren't blowing my mind yet. However, let's get into this graphic novel. I'll take some scenes to show you what they look like as I'm reading. These don't take very long, and this is a middle grade graphic novel. I have no clue what it's about, so I will come back and tell you, but let's start my graphic novel adventure on my new Kindle Colorsoft. Comment below if you think this is worth it so far. I don't know. We will see. It's a little while later, and let's take a little break from reading to decorate my new Kindle. Once again, like I said, I was not planning on filming this. Let's just get it out of the way. I know my nails are a mess, and I have like no more nails on this hand. I don't know why. They just fall off quicker on that hand. I am getting them done. So what is it? We do not judge. I forget what that thing is, but I did get a clear case. It's just like a little clear case that I'm going to put on it, but I want to go ahead and take some of these random stickers that I have and I've just been saving and decorate the back of the Kindle. So let's go ahead and lay them out and then put this over the top and make it kind of cute. So we'll check back. We have to figure out what the layout of this is going to be because I have way more stickers than will fit on the back of this Kindle. So okay, so here is the finished product. I just kind of slapped a couple stickers. I could change them out at any time because this is just like a clear case, but it says, I read past my bedtime because I do. I have my cute little succulent. This one says excuses to buy new books with a bunch of funny little excuses on it. A little stack of books, a girl with a book. This says so many books, so little time because this is the story of my life. This one says reading juice with a coffee. This one says go away, I'm reading. Professional bookworm right there, and then just a little open book. So that is going to be my Kindle for right now. Look at how pretty that colored screen is. Okay, back to reading. Okay, it is literally so difficult to get like a good zoomed in shot of this, but look at how pretty the color on that is. I think that's pretty darn good. I mean, is it going to be as perfect as it is like in the actual graphic novel? Probably not, but that is pretty darn good, I think. I think the colors in that are pretty amazing. So I am actually really liking this experience so far. I'm filming this with my phone camera because it's too hard to see on my big camera, but I just finished Sheets, okay? And there was a box up on the screen that said the name and the author. And now I'm at my library page, but can you see the very faint outline of the Sheets collector's edition box? So that is a screen bleed. That has bled from the previous page where I said I finished and read it. And it's hard to get on camera, but that's what people were talking about. And I didn't really notice it when I was reading the book, but it's definitely there. Now, I don't think noticeable yellow banding on the bottom. Maybe like a slight tint, but I really don't think so. But that right there definitely happens where the previous page bleeds through and it takes a bit to go away. I think it's like a refresh rate issue on the screen, but I'm going to open up Onyx Storm, which is the book I'm reading right now, and see if it goes away. But that is definitely an issue that this device has. Okay, so I just downloaded the books and it seems to have gone away. I don't see it.
I don't know what this is, but yeah. Okay, so I don't see it anymore. It's gone. Maybe there is a little yellow banding on the bottom. Do you see a slight tinge, or am I just being picky and dramatic? Maybe not. Nothing that would really bother me, but that sheets box would have been like right here, and it seems to be gone now that I opened up a new book. And it doesn't really happen. See, like I don't see any bleeding here. So, I don't know, kind of happens sporadically. I literally just turned the camera on to film. At the exact second I pressed record, the furnace kicked on. So the battle continues, you know, out to get me. It is 9 degrees out, so I guess I should be grateful, but as usual, we're working on the furnace's time, not mine, so we'll wait and drink our McDonald's Diet Coke because I've had a bit of a day. Okay, while the furnace is kicking on, let's talk about it. I ran out of contacts, which is my bad. I thought I had some more in my medicine cabinet, but I don't. So I called to reorder my contacts, and they told me I'm due for an optical exam. They can't order my contacts until I get an eye exam. Whatever, cool. Let's book me in on one. The next one they have is February 6th. So now I'm stuck in these glasses, which, by the way, have always killed my eyes. But I'm also pretty sure now that my prescription is wrong. So now glasses that always killed my eyes in general now are also the wrong prescription, which means that my eyes hurt. I have a massive headache. I can't see. I'm almost falling down the stairs every single time I come down the stairs because I have less than 0 like depth perception, and the entire eye portion of my face is throbbing. So it's been a day. It's been an interesting day, but this too shall pass, you know, which also resulted in me taking a 6-hour nap today. You heard me correctly. I sat down in this chair and I went to read. My husband was sitting in my computer office chair, like we were just sitting in my office. He's in his master's program, so he was doing some homework. And I was like, I'm gonna sit with you and read my book. And I woke up 6 hours later. 6 hours, a 6-hour nap. My husband was like, that's not a nap, that's a full night's sleep. I'm like, yep. So I took a 6-hour nap today because my face hurts. Is what it is. So anyways, now that the furnace is off, between yesterday afternoon and this morning, I read 3 graphic novels. My first 3 graphic novels. Well, unless you count, I've read like a little bit of like Captain Underwear, Dog Pants, Investigators, like with my kids. But as far as like sitting down and cover to cover reading a graphic novel, I read my first 3 graphic novels to test the Colorsoft. Okay, so the first book I read was Garlic and the Vampire, and I gave this a 3.75 stars. If you haven't read this little graphic novel, very, very basically, it is about a group of vegetables. Our main character is a little bulb of garlic, and they actually were grown and made sentient by witch Agnes, whose garden they lived and grew in, and now they help her at her little farm stand. Well, up on the mountain of their little town, there's this mansion, and it used to be inhabited by a vampire, but it's been pretty dormant lately. He's been gone. Well, one day while all the vegetables, mainly garlic and his best friend Carrot, are working at the farm stand, and they happen to look up the hill and there's smoke coming from the mansion. So they need to go and figure out if the vampire is back in town and ensure their safety. It is adorable. It is so cute. It's like a children's book. I guess it's classified as middle grade, but I don't think you have to be old. Like you could be any age to read this. It is so cute. The graphics were beautiful. I tried to take B-roll and like footage of each one. So hopefully you liked what you saw. Hopefully it was indicative of what it was, but the reading experience was great. The art on the Colorsoft was fantastic. It was so cute. And one thing that I really love about reading graphic novels on the Colorsoft is that if you're having trouble reading or if there's small script or little details, just in case you didn't know this, if you double tap on each individual frame, it'll make it full screen, which is great. I loved that. And I did use it a couple of times. Like if I thought a little bit of like the descriptive writing was small, you could double tap and it makes it full screen. So it was really easy to read. I didn't feel as though it would have been a better reading experience reading it physically. It was adorable. And this was a 3.75 stars. Then after Garlic and the Vampire, I jumped into Heartstopper Volume 1. I have been wanting to get into this series since I saw a ton of BookTube girlies reading it and loving it. It wasn't a 5-star experience for me like it was for a lot of them. I gave it a 3.5. It was cute. It was adorable. That is above average. Was I like head over heels in love with Nick and Charlie? Honestly, I wasn't. I thought it was just cute. It was adorable. If you haven't read this, what it's about is our two main characters, Nick and Charlie. Charlie is openly out at his high school. And Nick is a rugby player who is currently still closeted. He is not out. Actually, I think there's even a rumor that he like has a crush on a girl or something like that. And it's basically just a book about self-discovery when they befriend each other, when Nick suggests that Charlie joins the rugby team and their cute little relationship develops. It's adorable. There's nothing wrong with it. The artwork was a little lacking to me, but I think it does change and evolve a little bit as the series goes on. Will I continue? Maybe. Is it a priority for me? No. And then the third graphic novel I picked up was Sheets. This was cute, but I gave it a 2-star. I didn't really enjoy my time as much as the other two with this one. The art style was much more, well, not really much more detailed than Garlic and the Vampire. Just a little bit of a different art style. It had a little bit more like color and pizzazz. Garlic and the Vampire had really cute qualities of artwork, but it was very like monotone. Like it went with the brown, neutral, earthy tones. Sheets had a detailed art style, but had like the blues, pinks, purples, greens, whites. So I think it just seemed a bit more vivid. So the art style was just a little different. This book is about our main female character, Margie. So unfortunately, Margie's mother has passed away, but Margie, her brother, and her father, who is going through a bit of depression since losing his wife, they work in a laundromat and they live above the laundromat. And basically our other main character is Wendell, who has passed on. He is a ghost and he has gotten assigned a sheet. And he comes to find himself living sort of in the laundromat and befriending Margie. It's very cute. The story didn't grip me as much as the other ones. And I actually found it just a slight bit depressing and sad. So it wasn't as great of a reading experience, but the artwork was great. The experience on the Colorsoft was fantastic. So let me give you my final thoughts about the device itself. So the question comes down to, is the Kindle Colorsoft worth it? I'm going to give you both sides of the coin, okay? If you are someone who does not primarily read graphic novels and is only reading like your typical front and back cover are in color, but the rest of the book's in black and white text, I don't know that the 40% jump in price is necessarily worth it. I think you could easily not pay $280 for this, pay $199.99 for the Paperwhite, have just as snappy of a reading experience as this. And really, honestly, the only time you're going to notice a difference is when you're looking at your library, which primarily we don't do when we're reading books. We look at our library quickly, we download the book, we spend the next however many days or weeks reading the book, go back to the library for a few seconds, download a book, and then spend the next days or weeks reading it. Realistically, you don't stare at your library very much, or at least I don't. So do I think that this, if you're a primarily novel reader, fiction, literary fiction, nonfiction novel reader, is going to be worth the 40% increase in price? I don't, guys. I really don't. However, it is beautiful. The screen is gorgeous. And if you think that your reading experience or your motivation will be heightened by an aesthetically pleasing colored library page, and you have the extra 40%, the $80 to spend, go for it. It is a fantastic device. I had no performance issues. I have no issues on mine, except for that little minor screen bleeding, which literally lasted like maybe 40 seconds. It wasn't even that dramatic. I had no other issues. I have no yellow banding. I had no glitching issues. It didn't shut down like some people got. So the actual reader experience was very similar, if not the same, to my Paperwhite. So if you're not going to feel as though your reading experience is going to be affected by having black and white colored or black and white non-colored covers, save the $80, you know?
However, with that being said, where I will highly recommend this as a must-have is if you are a graphic novel reader. If you are a primarily graphic novel reader, or if you find yourself picking up like Brandon Sanders' Kickstarter books on Kindle, Trust of the Emerald Sea, Frugal Wizard's Handbook to Medieval England, Sunlit Man, and what's the other one? Yoni and the Nightmare, I think it is. Books like that that have those colored pictures in them. If that's what you find yourself gravitating towards, this is a game changer. This is a must-have. So I guess it really depends on your reading style. As someone who did spend the $280, do I think it was a necessary purchase for me personally and what I read? I don't. I'm obviously going to keep it because it's adorable and I love it and I waited a long time for it. However, it's an expensive device. If I ever chose to not go back to the Colorsoft and just keep going forward with the paperweight, it's because the color doesn't really change my reading experience for a pretty dramatic increase in price. And that's just my opinion. It wouldn't be for any functionality issues or defects in the product. And I know the first launch of shipments did have that. Let me tell you something right now. Let me just make you aware. If I paid almost $300 for this and it came with a disgusting yellow band across the bottom, or wouldn't open my books, or had a glitch in the color, or was aggressively screen bleeding on every page and would take 10 minutes to go away, I would have returned this so fast you would have gotten whiplash, okay? Your head would spin, because this is the most expensive Kindle. Well, it's not the most expensive Kindle on the market. I have the Scribe, but that's kind of different. That's like a tablet you can write on, okay? As far as just your standard e-reader, this is on the pricier end. And if it's not going to work and be functional the way I want it to be, I don't need to spend the extra money. So that's my opinion. I like it. If I had to give it like a 1 out of 5 scale, I'd probably give it a 4. It's good. However, the price is up there. So that's it, guys. I did a thing. We all knew I was going to do the thing. The question was when I was going to do the thing and how long I was going to hold out doing it. I think I said in a video, like, we all know I'm going to buy it, even if I say I'm not going to buy it, because it's me. But I know this is kind of short. I just wanted to give you my initial thoughts. I was honestly going to just make this like an Instagram post or an Instagram reel or something like that. But when I posted that I had done the thing and posted my order page, so many of you were like, you might have issues. You're going to have issues. Was the launch any better the second time around? Because this is technically the second launch after they took all the returns from the first launch. And I think it was fine. So if you have stuck around the whole time, there's no Kindle emoji, but comment the little phone emoji to tell me that you stuck around, and then do all the things that you're so good at doing, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.